Welcome to Land of House. I'm Seth. This is the Xsense SC07W. It's a 3-pack of carbon monoxide and smoke detectors. So I'm currently installing a wood-burning stove here into my home, and I want to make sure that if the O2 levels were to drop or if there's smoke in the rooms, that I will be able to open doors and windows and get outside if need be. So let's go ahead and open up this box, take a look at the product, and also test it out to see how well it works. It is a wireless interlinked system that can contain up to 24 units on the same system. It has batteries that are sealed and should last for 10 years, according to the manufacturer here. Apparently the box is also sealed permanently. There we go. All right, let me go ahead and get this opened up. User manual, I'll go through that real quick. A couple of big stickers. Wow, lots of them. Okay, and here is the 3-pack of the unit. Looks like a typical unit for a smoke detector, but it does have a screen readout which will show you the CO2 levels of the room. So that will be interesting to check out. Included in the 3 set is the actual CO2 and smoke detector itself. It has some mounting hardware and then 3 different sets of these circular discs that are used to mount this to the ceiling. So the unit has turned on. You could have also done that by moving the switch back here, but it's just on the on position right now. So you heard that single beep, and that is turning it on. It's going to run through 8 different cycles here. That'll blink from green and yellow and red 8 different times. Currently, the parts per million for the CO2 is 0, which is a good thing. Now, the 3-pack is already connected to itself, so whenever I turn the others on, it will be connected up. But you can connect up to 24 of those, and there are instructions here to show you how to do that. So I want to go ahead and test this unit, and what I'm going to do is put a candle under this bowl, and hopefully it'll pull out the air and trigger that alarm. Now, if you push the silence button right here, after it is actually in the alarm mode, it will turn it off for 9 minutes, and if it doesn't detect the CO2 anymore, then it's done. But if it does detect it, it will start beeping once again. So we can go ahead and push the test mode here. Okay, nice and loud. But that's all you have to do to test it. It says test it once a week and make sure that all this is clean from any kind of dust or debris. It will blink every few seconds to show that the unit is operating. And I believe the LCD screen will go off after a while. But it does have or at least the backlight does. It's supposed to last for 10 years. And you've got a spot back here for installation date. And I do recommend that you get that filled out. Okay, before we go and put this on the ceiling, I want to give this a test. So I'm just going to put the unit under a bowl with a candle and hopefully not burn the house down. And I think in order to get this to link up and be twice as loud, I'm going to go ahead and get this one turned on as well, and they should pick each other up and both do their thing. So we're going to wait for this one to cycle through the 8 different cycles that it does, and then it will be ready to link up here. So it's just going to blink several times between yellow, green, and red, and once it's done that, it says 0 on the display. Now I think this one's been sitting now for quite some time, and the display has turned off. So let's just see if I blow into this, if it not only turns on, but also blink or causes both of them to trigger. So here we go. There we go. Whew. All right, pushing those buttons does turn it off for 9 minutes, hopefully. Ah, so loud. Okay, so learned something interesting in that test. The smoke alarm did set this one off because that candle was blown out and the smoke triggered that. I couldn't get the CO2 alarm to go with just blowing on it. But when this was covered by the glass, it blocked the transmission to this one. So it'll be interesting to see if they go through walls very well, or if it can, bounce the signal around and trigger these wirelessly. But as soon as I took the glass off, it found the other one and started triggering that one. So I will probably have these mounted in the house so they can see each other, and that way it will always ring all three of them. I'm not exactly sure how to get the CO2 test to work, but definitely saw that the smoke alarm part of it worked. So I'm just going to have to assume that the CO2 is working right. Blowing on it didn't bring up the display any more than 0 parts per million. Anyway, I may have to come back later and actually start a fire out somewhere and see if we can get this thing to trigger. But seems to be working well for the smoke alarm. To get this CO2 and smoke alarm installed, I'm going to hold this up to my ceiling here, and I'm going to make a mark with one of the included screws on all 3 of the holes, and that way I can use my drill to get the sheetrock screws in. There we go. And just put a single sheetrock screw up, and then on the others I will just screw directly into the sheetrock, and it's going to be more than enough to hold this thing up here. Now that I have the mounting bracket up there, I need to line up the back and just, there we go, snap it into place. All right, and it should be good to go. Yep, and we're on. If you're looking to install a smoke detector and CO2 detector combined that has a wireless connectivity and a 10-year battery life, then check out the Xsense. I have a link in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.